Welcome to another episode of Aligned and Abundant. On today's episode, I have a very special guest in person. How fun is this? Her name is Carmen Walsh, right?
Yes.
Carmen Walsh. And today we are going to talk about all things life. Carmen and I met about September. Yeah, so it hasn't been that long. We met in September at a retreat and we had a friend in common that we just started to bond with, and we went out to dinner and we got to know each other a little bit better. And then I realized Carmen doesn't live that far away from me and she loves the ocean, so she made the drive, and here we are recording this fun episode now together, and we're going to talk about all things life, pivoting, maybe a little manifestation, maybe a little goal setting, and just whatever flows. We've also been in some programs together, so we've seen the growth in each other. We've seen the tears and the what am I doing? And okay, I think I got it. And what am I doing? Yeah, so we're going to talk about all of those things. And so I'd love for you to introduce yourself to the audience and just share a little bit about yourself and some of your journey.
Okay. Hello, and thank you, Christine, for having me here. It's so fun that we were able to do this in person. My name's Carmen Walsh, and I am newly married, actually. I just got married. I'm coming up on my first year anniversary, and this is my second marriage, but my first one was over when I was about 21. So I've spent a lot of time on my own, but part of my journey has been really bad relationships. And what I've learned through that, though, has been super powerful. And so we'll definitely talk about that today and about choosing your life and creating your own life rather than just responding to what's around you. So I have a background in writing. I actually have a master's degree in writing. I'm currently writing my first book, which is going to be a memoir about my journey in creating my own life and learning to enjoy it instead of really just working hard and trying to prove and all those things that don't feel so good. So
much
yeah,
right there already.
yeah.
Yes, and I've actually attended your writing circles, and they are nothing short of amazing. And, there's something about just being with other like-minded individuals who are willing to put the pen to the paper and just let the creativity come back in and like flow and reconnect. And I think that's one thing that you and I both have in common is not only are we willing to create our own lives, but we're willing to go within and see what feels good.
Yeah.
And put to the side what society thinks or what our parents expect of us or what our partners may expect of us, and just get back to our authenticity and what lights us up. And sometimes writing is a big part of that. For me, in particular, I have so many journals from when I was a kid because I wanted to be, I won't say I wanted to be like Anne Frank, right? Because that's not cool.
No.
What I wanted was to have that impact where your words live on forever and they impact so many people's lives. So I always kept journals, and yeah, that's still like a project that to be determined. But I love writing. I majored in English and I love reading, and I love writing because it's such a beautiful art form and expression outside of the mind, which can get crazy. Right?
Exactly. Oh my God. That's what I say so many times and I forget where I heard it first, and maybe I made it up. I'm really not sure, but that the worst place for your thoughts to be is in your head.
Like so much better on paper.
Got to get them out. And yes. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you write it down or if you speak them out loud or if you put them in a poem or into music or art or something, but just get them out because then you can actually do something with them.
Yeah.
Because if they're in your head, they just keep
100%. And that's one of the reasons that I was journaling as a teenager, as a moody teenager, because I figured out that once I wrote, I'd get the answers.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I would have had that as a teenager. I did not. I didn't know journaling.
Right.
I didn't honestly, I don't think I did any journaling until I started counseling in 2017-ish. when I was in a really bad spot
Mm,
with a relationship.
mhm, mhm.
And I think he encouraged me the counselor encouraged me to write down what was going on. And now I still have those, and which is great for my book because
Yes.
I
Oh
get
my
to go
gosh.
back and look at that and
Yes.
read, and I'm like, oh my God, I was a mess, you know?
Right?
But it's really interesting to have that record
Mm-hmm.
of where I was, but it was so valuable for me. Like I learned, that's when I learned, like, oh my God, like you're right. Once you write it down, it's amazing the clarity that
Yeah.
comes just from getting those thoughts out. It's like you don't
100%.
need anyone to tell you anything. You
Mm-hmm.
literally have the answers within you, and you just got to get them out of your head.
Yes. Yes. And I also love what you just said. You have the record of how bad it was, but you also now have the proof of how good it's gotten.
Oh my God, I just got chills all over my body. It's so true. I'm like, I can look at that and go, yeah, because I don't think, oh my God, I don't feel sorry for me. I'm
Right.
just like, my life is amazing. Like compared to the way it was,
Right.
it's freaking amazing.
Right.
And I did that.
Yes.
I did that,
Yes.
right? No one told me what to do. I asked for help, which was a big, big, big part of it, right? Is admitting
Mm.
that I'm not okay
Mm-hmm.
and I need help.
Mm.
That for me was super hard.
Yeah,
And I know that's hard for a lot of women.
it
Like
is. It
to
is.
ask for help, it's just like we've been taught that it's weak, like we should be able to handle everything on our own. And I swear we are not meant to do this life alone.
No,
We're not.
100% not. Even think about like tribes, right? You're never a tribe of one. Hey, party of one. No, you're in community. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. But I think our society, especially the American society, I can't speak for the rest of the world,
Right.
but we are so ingrained in this like be independent,
Superwoman.
do everything yourself. Yeah, and if you're a female, do it all.
Right.
Like and do it all really well.
Right.
You
Right.
know, like
Right.
no pressure here. I mean,
None
it's
whatsoever.
insane. And yet, yeah, you look at, tribal communities and stuff, everybody's got their own part. Everybody
Hmm.
pitches in together. And you know what? They listen to each other and they tell
Right.
stories and right, they share and you can have emotions, you can express stuff. Like
Yes.
we are so effed up about
Yeah, we
some of this
are.
stuff,
We are.
We like bottle it up, bottle it up, bottle it, then wonder why our bodies are like,
Right.
whoa,
Right.
I'm quitting.
Screaming at
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
Screaming. Like, give me some attention here.
yeah,
Slow down.
yeah. Yeah, so I think, to ask for help and then realize you have the power to change anything you want about your life.
Now I got the chills. Yeah, 100%. And I think it's also important to recognize and honor every step of your path because it's what makes us who we are. And it also allows us the opportunity to return to ourselves when we get so astray from who we are as a person. So the societal conditioning, the expectations, the pressure that we put on ourselves, like coming back home to ourselves gives us that opportunity to reconnect with our inner essence.
Yeah. Oh my God. That is one of my main messages, I believe. It's about, living, I mentioned it to you earlier, like living from the inside out. Like
Yes.
starting within to realize, okay, what's my truth? You know, what do I actually love? What makes me happy? What do I not love?
Right.
Like what's important to me? What are my values?
Right.
Like knowing all that stuff, really getting to know yourself. And there are so many different ways you can do that. But really just getting to know yourself and then you create your life from there, you know? Because otherwise, like that was me. I didn't know who I was. And it's interesting. I said I was married early on.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember before we got divorced, my husband said, you don't know who you are. And of course, at that point, I was like, well, you're nuts. And, but he was absolutely right. I did not know who I was.
Held a very large mirror up to you. And sometimes
Yeah,
we need that, right?
yeah. And, my story is I had a brother with epilepsy and an older brother. And so I grew up with that. And I took that on. Like, I let that lead my life. I let taking care of him, making sure he was safe, lead my life. And so he died when I was 15. And I didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
And that would have been a really good opportunity for me to get to know myself.
Right.
I did not.
Right.
I met my boyfriend within two
Mm,
months.
okay.
So I just circled my life around him instead of around my brother. And
Mm.
so it took me a really long time to realize, like, no, I have to start with me. And that's made all the difference.
At what age did you really start to realize that you have to find out who you are? Is it like 2 years ago?
It's not quite two, but it's probably 2017 is when I was crashing.
Mm,
And I started counseling, and I was in a relationship with an alcoholic, and he had a lot of PTSD. There's a lot going on.
okay.
So it was a very triggering
Hmm.
lifestyle at that point.
Yeah,
And
I can
I
imagine.
was spiraling downhill very quickly. And I mean, I even had a day where I drove all the way to work, an hour commute at that point, and I drove all the way to work, and I was crying like the whole way there. And I got to like the building, and I'm looking at the building. I can't do it. I can't pretend I'm okay.
Yep.
And so I actually texted my supervisor. Like I'm literally looking
From the
at the
parking lot.
building, and I'm like,
Sick today.
can't make it. And I think I even said it was like an emotional thing. I'm just whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, and I drove like toward my house, but he was there. So I'm like, well, that's not where I want to go right
Yeah.
now. And so I stopped about halfway, and it was where I used to live years before. And I went to this reservoir, and I just sat by the water. And I remember thinking, I understand people that commit suicide,
Hmm.
because it was that feeling of, I have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
I just,
Hopelessness.
yeah. And, and honestly, I think in that instant, codependency was actually good for me, because I was like, I
Mhm.
can't do that to my parents,
Oh my gosh.
because I
Mhm.
saw them when my brother died, and like I can't do that to them.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, I need another option. So I texted a friend who was a counselor, and I was like, can you recommend somebody, because I need help.
Gosh, first of all, I want to say it took so much bravery to ask for help and to not allow yourself to spiral into those thoughts that were possibly and probably crossing your mind, because it's a hard place to pick yourself up out
Mhm.
of when you get to that the end of your rope.
Yeah.
You get to the point where you're like, where do I go from here? I don't see any options. I don't know what to do. Who is here to help me? So to feel what you must have felt like in that moment, and I think so many people can relate. And it honestly makes me so sad that people do get to that point. And I've been there before, like I've thought about it, do you know what I mean? And it's like, again, yes, how would so and so feel? How would this person feel? And you would never want to do that to someone, do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it's so crazy to me that knowing you a little bit and knowing that codependency has been something that you're overcoming, but almost in that moment, it saved your life.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
Yes, because had I been choosing just myself at that point, I think I would have chosen to just stop,
Right,
right? Just make it stop.
right, right.
And so, yeah, I do believe in that instant, it did save my life.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. But then it's learning, okay, well, that was healthy,
Hmm.
right? So I think there's actually some healthy level. It's a spectrum, everything's a spectrum, right?
Everything.
It's not
Right,
an either or.
right.
And I think that in that instance, that's a good example of, it's healthy to be able to think about other people,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Because we don't want to be we don't want to be these uncaring individuals.
Hmm.
And I think it's interesting, because when whether you use the word codependency or not doesn't matter, but it's like people use words like choosing yourself and prioritizing yourself and all of that, and people can say, well, that's selfish. And no, unless you take it all the way to
To
the
an extreme.
extreme, right?
Right,
Yes, you could become a selfish person,
right.
but I don't think that's the way most of us are designed, right?
Hmm.
But we are, most women, I think, are a little too far down the thinking about other people end of the spectrum. And we just need to bring it back to a more realistic and healthy spot on that
Yeah.
spectrum of,
Yes.
okay, yes, I need to actually choose myself, choose to take care of myself, choose what makes me happy, and how is this good for the people around me?
Right. Right.
Because guess what it is?
Yes. There
It's
has to be a
yeah,
balance
yeah.
for
And
sure.
it's not an or.
Right. It's not an and or.
No, it's a I take care of myself. I choose what makes me happy. By choosing what makes me happy, I fill my own cup. I light myself up. That is always good for the people around you.
Yeah, 100%. Because not for nothing, light lights light, right? So it's
Yeah,
like that image of like the matches, right? They're all lit up and one lights the other up. And if you pull one down, the next one won't light up. So
yeah,
when you're lit up and you're energized and enthusiastic about life and feeling good, like that is inspirational.
absolutely.
And the energy, like people feel it.
Yeah,
No one wants to be around someone who is always down, negative Nancy, like all the time. Yes, we all have our
yeah,
moments. We all have our pockets and it's good to embrace those moments because it makes us who we are. We're emotional beings. But when you're around it 24/7, like it's like draining, you know? So
yeah.
to be able to make yourself happy is inspirational to others and it gives others permission because sometimes we're so conditioned by society that we have to be the mom who does it all. We have to be the aunt that does it all. We have to be the perfect daughter, and or the perfect wife. And sometimes like that's a lot. Like I don't want to be the perfect anything. Like
Yeah,
I want to be authentically me. Like I'm going to screw up here and
yeah,
there. I'm going to say something
absolutely.
stupid. I'm going to act like an ass. Like all the things. Like that's just who I am. And when I'm good, I'm good. And you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's like there's so many pieces of it that go
yeah,
into everything, and
yeah.
a good partnership and all the things. So
Yeah. And you said a good partnership. And I think for me, what makes a good partnership is when two people, and this can be any kind of partnership, I believe, but let's say, a marriage or romantic relationship is when you just really want the best for the other person.
yes,
And you really want the best for yourself
yes,
in equal measure, right?
right,
Not one's not more important than the other. And I think when you have that, when you know that your partner really wants the best for you, really wants you to be happy.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you start making those decisions that are choosing your own joy, they're going to be happy for you. And maybe there's an adjustment period because they're not used to you choosing your own joy and doing your own thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to see that you're happier. Oh, okay. I didn't know she liked that. Or, you know what I mean? I didn't know she needed that time alone or whatever it was.
Right,
But they're going to want that for you.
right,
And when you're in that kind of relationship, then it makes it even easier to start choosing yourself, right?
yes,
And I think that's why like it's so important who you surround yourself with because those people, they want the best for you. Like choose people that want the best for you. Because
yes,
if you're choosing people that need you for their own reasons to be a certain way,
mm-hmm.
that's going to drain you, right?
Yes,
And and that can be hard sometimes is realizing that oh, there are people in my life that aren't great for me, you know, and and you might have to prune some people or reduce the amount of time you spend with them or
yes.
whatever. But it's I think once you get started on that road, it's like, oh yeah, this is the way I'm
Well,
going
I think
because
the
it feels so
universe
good.
also responds in a way as such that when you are more in your truth and in alignment, the people that are no longer at that same vibrational level start to fade away
Mm-hmm.
or distance
Mm-hmm.
themselves, or they might try to hang on even tighter and put it becomes a little suffocating, and you're like, okay, now
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
confirmation that that really doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
And
I
you get
think,
the opportunity then to say,
yes,
nope.
right, exactly,
Mm-hmm.
because at any point in time, we can shift who we surround ourselves with.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm on
Mm-hmm.
my second marriage as well. And you just get to a point where you realize, okay, this is no longer this partnership, this
Mm-hmm.
relationship, this friendship is no longer in alignment for my best and highest good. It may have served a purpose, but that purpose may have expired. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
absolutely.
you know?
I think that's such a good point, right? I think I know I did anyway. I used to believe that a relationship was meant to be
Forever.
forever,
Yeah.
and that could be any kind of relationship.
Yes.
You're friends forever. You're in a romantic relationship, it should be forever. Like that was the only value. That was a valuable relationship, is if it lasted forever. And you know what? I don't think it works like that at all. I think there are relationships for seasons.
Yes.
And yes, there may be some that last most of your life, and that's awesome. But it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Like our forever relationship is with ourselves.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I think that is such a great concept for people to understand, right? Like that is the relationship to focus on. That one.
Yeah.
That's the most important, right? Because if you have a good relationship with yourself, that's forever.
Yeah, because you're the one living with yourself every day.
Every day. Can't get away from it.
Can't get a break unless you have multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
Like there's no escaping. Like, you know?
No. You know what I mean? So like when you're good with yourself, and I actually just had that thought just today, driving in my car, because I came here to see you. I got a little time on the beach, I went around, did things I loved,
Love
right?
it.
Went around the town, went to the coffee shop, went to the art galleries, filled my cup. And I'm in the car today and I thought, I love my life.
Mm.
I love who I am. And when you can say that, to me, it's not that fear never shows up, but it's like surface level fear.
Okay.
There's fear about, oh, what people might think about this or whatever.
Right.
But deep down, you're living like your life.
Yeah.
And I swear, to me, there's no fear of death. It's such a lighter way to live,
Yeah.
because you're good. Like you feel good with you.
Right. You know that you can trust yourself to get over whatever obstacle or hurdle comes your way because you've built that relationship with yourself.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Yes. There's confidence because you've done it. You've built your relationship with yourself. You've overcome some hurdles, right? Because
Yep.
I think that's how you build the relationship
Exactly.
with yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is you get through things and you learn more and more about who you are,
Yeah.
And then you get to that like, wow, I'm pretty cool. I like me. I like hanging out with me, And then it doesn't really matter what other people think.
Right, exactly. And it's so funny that you say that because some people think it's weird that you like to hang out by yourself and not you personally, like, but the you.
Yeah.
I love hanging out
Oh,
by myself. Oh my God, I have a great time. I'm funny. I crack myself up. I give myself the best coffee and treats.
Yep.
Like, I like hanging out with myself.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I hate being by myself, or I can't stand driving in silence. Like, don't you need the radio on? I'm like, no, I'm having a great time. Like,
yeah. And I think that's just such a good signal that maybe you're not feeling at peace and in a good relationship
right, where
with
you
yourself.
need like a distraction
Yep.
or something to focus on. Like our body and our minds, like they give us all the clues that we need. It's whether or not we're listening and then we do anything about it.
Yeah.
So I think establishing a strong base, a strong foundation, and like you said, it doesn't mean that everything has been rainbows and butterflies
Right.
because you and I both know that we've gone through some shit. So it's like, but what do you do about it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you conquer it? And it might feel like absolute hell when you're in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but on the other side of it, you're stronger, you're more resilient, you're more prepared for the next downfall. I used to think, and this is funny, I used to think growing up that once you became an adult, like life was easy, like everything was figured out, and like you just show up and like life's good. Oh
Yeah.
my God, that was the biggest
I
lie.
know.
Why didn't they talk about that in Disney movies?
Yeah,
Like,
they didn't tell us.
like
they did not warn us.
they did not warn us about any of this. Like, I am still looking for an adultier adult to tell me what to do.
Somebody tell me.
Yeah, someone tell me exactly what to do, where to show
No.
up. Tell me what to freaking cook for dinner for the next 80 years of my life.
Right.
Like,
I know. There is no adult to your adult.
no. And it's so sad because I want one.
No. Now we get to do it all on our own.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so much fun.
yeah. It's so, but I think that gives you freedom though, right?
It
There's
does.
no right way to do things.
It does. If I want to have a bowl of Lucky Charms as a,
Yep,
43-year-old
sure.
year old, like I can, gosh darn it. Like,
You can. Yeah,
oh my gosh.
it's interesting. I haven't talked about this too much in the past, but I feel like I'm probably doing a disservice if I don't, is speaking to the spiritual aspect. Because for me, like I was trying to do everything right, as a
Mhm.
girl, as a teenager, as a student, as a employee, all the things, right?
Yeah.
Trying to do it all
Yeah.
right, getting somebody else's approval, proving that I'm worthy, all of that stuff. And I I finally, and this I can tell you was in 2021, so that's all of 5 years ago now, was when I finally really knew in my body that I am absolutely perfect. I can't screw it up. Cannot screw it up. Like that is how God, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. That's how God sees each one of us. We are absolutely perfect and we can't screw it up. And I got to tell you, that takes off a lot of pressure
Oh my gosh.
because
Yes.
who else's opinion matters,
Right.
right? Because if you can have your own self, so you have a good relationship with yourself, and if you believe that God's okay with you just the way you are, no matter what, and is there actually wanting you to be happy and wanting to, support you and everything for you to be happy, like, what a sigh of relief,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep. I love that. And it reminds me of something that I heard not that long ago. But you know how like you have your pictures on your fridge of like your kid? Like there was someone that said, imagine getting to heaven and thinking that God doesn't have your picture on his fridge. And I was like, of course he does.
Right.
Why would I think he doesn't? Like,
Right.
because you get so in your head about, God, am I messing this up? Am I messing this life up? Am I messing this opportunity up? And it's like, no, you are perfect the way you are. And we're here, in my opinion, to experience God. We're an extension of God. So he wants to experience all the things. And we're just living that out in this 3D world. So we have to stop. This is such a great reminder. The pressure of the wrong and the right.
Yes.
No, it's what did we learn from this and how are we going to utilize that knowledge, right? And it's an expansion of our consciousness. We don't know what we don't know, but once we know, what are we doing with that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I literally just wrote about this in my Substack that I think came out yesterday about this, like getting away from the right and wrong, the good and the bad, like those labels. It's an experience. It's literally an experience. You can't get it wrong.
Right. It's so wild how we get to have all of this knowledge outside of experience, after experience, and every day is a fresh opportunity to change and to pivot.
Yeah.
And to realize that you're worth it. And for me, again, I've only known you a short while, but I've already seen so much growth. We're on a similar path and wanting to do more, right? Be more. We're already whole, but we want to put ourselves out there. We want our voices out there, whether it's in written form or if it's through a podcast or if it's through a book. Like we want to be a part of the change that society is so desperately seeking, which is coming back home to our authentic selves, remembering who we are, having fun, letting joy be the strategy, and playing and dancing and feeling the feels when they come up.
Absolutely.
And letting that come out through breath work or dance or deep journaling or meditation and like being okay with that. So many of us walk around with the pretending, like when you go back to driving up to your work and recognizing that you didn't think you could pretend to be okay. And I've done that so many times as a teacher. Like you switch into almost like you're an actor.
Right.
I've had those days where I would be crying as I'm pulling up in the parking lot, like wiping the tears. And then you go in and you're like, good morning. How are you? How was your weekend? Oh my God, how was the soccer game? And it's just like, that can only get you so far before you have the breakdown.
Absolutely.
Or
Yeah. Because you know what you do, and we've all done it, right? Is somebody's like, "How are you?" I'm fine.
everybody's fine. Everybody's
Everybody's
fine.
fine.
The
Did you
dumpster's
know
on fire, but
everyone's
we're fine.
right? And you know what that does is I finally realized is that isolates us.
Yeah.
We never actually tell people what fucking's going
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
like seriously, how can anyone support you if you pretend like you're fine all the
Right.
time,
Right. We should
right?
take that out. Like it should be banned. You cannot say you're fine.
But that's what we
We're
were taught.
conditioned. Yeah, it's polite.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
polite.
Don't burden anybody
Right.
else. Like, it's not their
Right.
problem. Don't put
Right.
your stuff on them. And I mean, I get that we don't expect people to fix our stuff,
Right.
but we can have an expectation of people being kind.
Right.
And I really think that maybe that has led to where we are today, where people aren't kind.
No,
But you know what? We haven't actually been giving anybody the opportunity,
that's so true.
So maybe if we're a little more open
Mm.
with our feelings, like, hey, I'm not okay. You know what? When you show up like that, people are more likely to be kind because they're going to go, oh my God, I felt like that too.
Yes. Yes.
But if you're fine,
Right.
okay,
It's
she's
almost like,
fine. I'm not fine in here, but she's fine.
right.
Then we'll just let her go on her way.
It's actually so ironic because the question is, how are you? And that answer can be so deep.
Mm-hmm.
But when we say it, and it's opening that door, right? But then when we say I'm fine, it's like, okay, the door's shut.
Door shut.
No, don't ask me how I really feel because people don't want to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like not often.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you would just think that you could say hello, like I almost just said it. How are you? It's like, and then the generic automatic response is I'm fine or I'm good.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's a hard habit to break.
it is. That's what I said. Like I just came out.
I
and
do
like,
the same thing. I'm like, I'm doing well or whatever. But I think it's also judging, like discerning is a better word.
Yeah.
Like the person that's asking, right? Because are they actually going to listen if you share?
Right.
Or are you just passing by?
Right, exactly.
And that's not appropriate to
right,
actually
exactly.
share.
Exactly.
But I think we've made it such a habit
Mm.
of that quick answer,
right,
that when it is a person that can hold the space for us, we're just in that old habit. So we're like, we're fine. Where I will then sometimes be like, no, really.
Yeah.
How are you?
Mm-hmm.
And that can help the person go, oh, this person's actually going to hear me.
Right.
And I think we just need more of that. I think it's one reason I started my circle because, we do the journaling, we get the thoughts out of our head, but then we also have time to share.
Yes.
And it's so empowering.
And I think it's also easier to share when you're in a space such as the ones that you create, where you feel like you have permission to share and you have permission to express how you really feel.
Absolutely.
Because it's a safe space.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what saved me when I was going through all this stuff. Yes, I did start counseling, but I also started in personal development group and coaching group where I felt really safe. And I'd never known that feeling before. I'd never been in a group of women before where I felt safe, right? My trauma from, like middle school was girls.
Right. Yeah.
Girls are mean.
Yes.
Yes. And that safe space of being able to just share everything I was going through and have people just be caring. Like it wasn't anybody was fixing anything. They were just allowing me to share and they're like, we love you. We see you. Like you're going to come through this. And God, man, it makes you feel held and supported. And I really believe when you feel that way, it just gives you strength to be able to then face anything.
Right.
And yes, we need more of those spaces.
Yes.
In this world,
Right. And I think you and I are both on a mission right now to create those spaces where women can come and put the stress of the day aside momentarily and connect with themselves, connect with other people
Yeah.
on a similar journey or have gone through a similar experience or not, but we all are learning from each other,
Yeah.
our journey, our wisdom, our takeaways. And that is something that I've come to learn is really, really important. And similar to you, like I had never thought of hiring a coach or being in a community that you're getting coached. I was like, who does that? Like,
Mhm.
that's weird. And then once you do it, you're like, where has this been? Why have I not done this sooner?
Right.
And then when you look back, like just a year later, like in February is when I started with the coaching community that you and I are, well, we're in two together.
Mhm.
Um, and I look back and I'm like, wow, that was worth every single dollar because I am such a different person. Like I'm more of who I was. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like I haven't changed in a way that I'm a different person. No, I've taken some of the layers and the gunk
Yeah, exactly.
off.
Yes.
And so life lights me up again in a way that, quite frankly, had drifted away because I was so busy, right? The art of
Hmm.
business.
Hmm.
It was like a badge of honor. I'm so busy. When you're sitting with your girlfriends and you're like, all right, let's get a date together, girls, and you're like 4 months out, it's like, see you next Christmas. Like,
Yeah.
and so, and it's funny though, because not everybody's ready for that yet. Like, there was this one person that you witness, right? You see
Mhm.
potential in someone else, but they're not ready for it.
Mhm.
And you can say it to them, but if they can't hear you, they will in time. You just hold that space and that belief for
Absolutely.
them that when it's their time, they'll figure it out. And,
Yeah.
people might have looked at me that way and said, Christine, you're going too fast. You're going to burn yourself out. I mean, my doctor would be like, slow down. You're doing too much. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh no, I need to do more,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
And so you get to a point in your life where once you do slow down, you're like, dang, what was I doing?
I know.
It's the fastest way to burn out autoimmune diseases, crashing out, like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's so bad for us. Like that whole hamster wheel. Um,
Groundhog
yeah.
Day every day
Oh,
on repeat. Like, no,
it's no way to live.
that's no way to live. And
Yeah.
society wants us to think, okay, that's the norm. That's the norm. Get your nine to
Yeah.
five and work overtime and do all the things besides take care of you.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow,
Yeah.
where as a society did we get so far away
Yeah.
from what really like makes us feel good, and you got to
Mhm.
wonder what the motives are there, or how it
Mhm.
happened, or the whys. But
Yeah, that's a fascinating rabbit hole.
I was gonna say that
Yeah.
that's a very dark, long rabbit hole. Speaking of, it's so funny. Totally off topic here, but I recently joined a Facebook group called The Rabbit Hole. And like, oh dang, you could spend some hours in there. Like, I don't recommend it, but if you do go in with popcorn and your tinfoil hat, because you might not come back out the same.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah. I just happened to come across one day. I was like, that sounds very intriguing.
Right, right. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah,
Oh.
I think it is fascinating, and we won't go completely
Yeah.
down the rabbit hole, but I think if we keep in mind that, that idea we talked about before about living from the inside out, like, keep making your own decisions, not what people tell you, not what people say is normal, not what people say you should do, all of that. Just keep asking yourself, like, what lights me up, and it doesn't mean you have to quit your job or do
Mm-hmm.
anything
Yeah.
drastic, but literally just giving yourself some joy every dang day.
Yeah.
Like, really, I mean, I think it's so interesting, like when somebody says, well, what do you do for fun, like, and people are like, oh, I watch TV or something. Like, really? Like, that's it? Because, and I get it, because I did the same thing for years,
Same.
but it's like, no, that's not really lighting you up. Like, you and nothing wrong with it. I do have a couple TV shows I like.
Yeah. Same.
I love movies,
Same.
but also I love reading. I
Yeah.
love creating art. I
Mm-hmm.
love hiking. I love, right, and I got a list, and I called a joy list, and I recommend everybody do that, right? Because then if you're in one of those like funky days and you just don't know what to do, you got a list. You literally
I
have a
love
physical
that.
list.
You need a workshop on that.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it's so easy but it's so helpful. Like you
It's,
literally go, oh, I'm just going to pick something off the list.
and then you don't have to think.
No,
You don't
because
have to
that's
think.
that's what gets us in trouble,
Yes.
right? When we're in the thoughts, we're in the swirl,
Yep.
and then we're trying to think our way into how to get out of the swirl. It doesn't work very well.
There's an expression of you can't solve the problem
Mhm.
from the energy of the problem.
Yes.
Right. You have to
Yes.
step outside of the swirl, outside of your mind, and it goes back to your inner knowing, going within.
Yeah.
That's where all the answers lie. But we are on such a fast pace to go, go, go. When people mention, oh, it's a 5 minute meditation, like sometimes I'd be like, 5 minutes, I don't even have 5 minutes to spare. And I'm like, what the heck?
Right.
Like, where does the self care come in? Where does the prioritization of your body as a temple, your mind as the compass? Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
mind
You have
isn't
to
the
choose that.
compass, but like it can't be so diluted that it's has no direction whatsoever.
Yeah.
The heart and the mind and the soul all have to combine together to give you the direction.
Yeah. And I think those things like the 5 minute meditation or drawing for 5 minutes or, painting or even just listening to a song without doing anything else,
Oh
right?
my gosh.
Just literally doing one thing that you're focused on that has nothing to do with your problem at the time,
Right,
right?
right.
But because you have to stop the swirl.
We have to stop the swirl and we have to stop the automation also. Like I have noticed that even right? Usually I'm like, oh, it's the teenagers, it's this
Mm-hmm.
generation. No, I cannot watch a movie now without having my phone in my hand or
Uh,
my laptop open or journaling and like it's like slow down and do one thing at a
yes.
time. And it depends. Like there's movies or TV shows where I'm locked in
Mm-hmm.
or I'm forcing myself, but like you know what it is? It's muscle memory too. Like you pick up your phone and do you notice that your finger will automatically go
Oh yeah.
right to social media and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, a small fix is like yesterday I rearranged my home screen. Yeah, and my thumb ain't going there.
That's so cool.
You know what I
It's a
mean?
great idea.
Yeah, or I did invest in the brick. Okay, you know what I mean? So it
Okay.
locks my apps until I walk over and unlock them.
Okay.
And so just picking up those micro habits will eventually become the new habit,
Yeah.
the new norm, the new routine. And studies show that if you're already depressed, social media is not the place to
Mm-hmm.
be.
No.
It's that comparison
Yeah.
energy, not knowing, and I literally have heard this from someone that I admire. Like they took 30 takes for that reel that you're like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 30 takes and you're sweating and you're like, oh my God, why can't I get this right? It's like, but you look at it, you're like, oh my God, they're so
They're
perfect.
perfect.
And it's like, guys, remember, social media is fake. Oftentimes I'm like, people are gonna think that I have like, the piles of money like Scrooge McDuck or whatever the
Right.
heck his name was
Right.
down in my basement. It's like, no, don't rob this house. You ain't gonna find that, all right? Um, but if you were on social media, like,
Yeah.
ooh, no, I'm trying to create my reality. I want a
Yeah.
reality of abundance. And it doesn't have to be material things, but my mom says I have a wine taste on a beer budget.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like some finer things in my life.
Yeah.
Now, does that mean that I want to, it's funny. I was going to say, do I want to be greedy? So I'm still
Mm-hmm.
working through my money
Mm-hmm.
beliefs, right? That
Yeah.
were given to me that people that have money are evil, they're
Mm-hmm.
greedy, they're selfish. Like, no, you need, and even Mother Teresa said, you need a checkbook to make a difference in the
It's
world. I
true.
cannot make a difference in the world with hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
It's just a fact,
Yeah.
unfortunate fact. So I'm such a kind and caring and giving person. Like I want to give back to society. I'm always the person that donate or round up. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? And then you
Yep.
add it up at the end of the year and like, dang,
Mm-hmm.
like, like
Yeah.
mentally keep track. Like I don't really keep track,
Yeah.
but mentally keep track. I'm like, okay, I'm rounding up at like 17 different stores.
Yep.
And but I think it's important to circulate
Absolutely.
kindness, money, abundance.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the biggest lessons that I've learned within this past year of personal and self development is that abundance isn't money.
Right.
It can be,
Yeah.
and it
It's
is,
a form.
but there's so much more. It's having a conversation with a friend in
Yeah.
person. It's stepping onto a beach and the sand in your toes. Like it's so much more than
Yeah.
being able to afford
Yeah.
the newest car or the luxury purse that everyone wants that they charge you $3,000 for, but it took like $2 to make.
Yeah. And you know what actually is helping me with abundance and that idea of we get to have it all
Mm.
is is nature.
Oh yeah.
So if you go to the beach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at all that sand. Look at that ocean, right? I love the forest,
Mm.
right? The trees, the leaves, and you start looking at things. And honestly, without knowing it, that's why I started taking photographs years ago. I didn't realize that's what I was doing, but I was reminding myself this earth is abundance itself. Like it is miraculous
Oh
everywhere.
my
I
gosh.
mean, you can look at the redwood trees, you can look at the ocean, you can look at the tiniest little mushroom that's growing on the forest
Yeah.
floor. And
Right.
goodness, if you learn about the mushrooms or how the trees talk to each other, it's fascinating. Like
Yes.
it's just miracles everywhere. And when you can realize that that's true, and what took me years to reconcile with that is that I'm part of that. I kept myself separate,
Mm.
right? But I was like, God created this amazing planet for us, right? Gave it to humans to take care of,
I know.
which we're not doing very well. But anyway, but like it's for us. And we are part of that. We are part of nature, just like every single animal. We're another animal, right? We are miracles. And oh my God, when you live in that feeling, right? And actually, one of the things I like to do is in the morning is I wake up and I think about actually snorkeling for me is a really good example. I've not done a ton of it,
Okay.
but when I went, I loved it so much, right? Because it's like this whole new world
You're
under the
like
water. Yeah.
immersed.
And you're like, oh my God, what am I going to see next? You know,
Yes.
and it's this like exhilarating experience.
Yes.
And if you get a nice sunny day, you get these bright colors on the fish of all shapes and sizes, and they appear out of nowhere and then they
Yeah.
disappear. And they're like a big orange starfish running
Hmm.
along the floor. I mean, it's just like,
That's
oh
amazing.
my God, you're just in awe.
Yeah.
And that feeling for me, the awe and wonder,
Mm.
there's nothing buzzier than that feeling.
That's amazing.
And I think like the more we live in that, I think life just gets better and better.
It does because it raises your frequency and your
Mm-hmm.
vibration. And what we know about energy is like energy attracts like energy.
Mm-hmm.
So the more you spend in that awe, the more the universe presents opportunities for
Yeah.
you to spend in that awe. Like I just got goosebumps when you were saying that, and I'm such a visual person in my mind. I'm like, you're down there and you're just feeling alive and you're seeing everything and everything's responding to you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
You're
it's
like visiting their world.
yes,
And it's
exactly.
like, oh my God, it's
Exactly. It's so amazing. And even like just finding seashells, and you are so surprised when you get out of your head and you get out of your normal every day and you really truly just take the time to look around. And like you just said, when you're out exploring a forest and you take the time to look at the way the bark looks,
mm-hmm.
how many rings are in a tree that may have fallen down, or the root system of a tree that may have been uprooted, but yet it still has the greenery on it. It still has a leaf budding. Like, and those things are just reminders that, again, like nothing is ever dead, nothing is ever lost or gone. We might change shape or form, but we're still present, we're still here. And I do believe that we come here with different soul contracts with people. And like you said before, for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, those lifetimes are rare. I used to think like you too, like, oh, you marry your partner and it's forever, or your best friend is forever. And it's like, no, we come in and out like players in a game, almost in a simulation, right? Where it's like, okay, Carmen at age 43 needs to learn this lesson. Enter Christine. Okay, Carmen gets it. Okay, play her out. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like, or you just keep ebbing and flowing because you have made a commitment before you came into this life for this partner. And you're going to continue to learn all the different
Right.
lessons, right? Like,
Yes.
there's so much to explore, and people just get so caught up with the 3D with like, oh, I just have to go to ShopRite. I have to get my bread, my milk, my butter, and then I have to go do this, and then I have to go do this, and this one needs a report. And it's like, take a breath.
Mhm.
When is the last time that you took a deep from the belly breath?
Right.
And I'm talking from experience. Like
Yeah.
I would be the one that's like, no, I haven't felt that in a really long time, and
Mhm.
so now that we're in worlds and communities where we're reminded to breathe from the belly and up and hold it and feel.
Yeah. Feel our body again.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I was just thinking when we were talking about the snorkeling in the forest and everything, I don't get to go snorkeling every
Yeah,
day, right?
right.
Because it's just not nearby.
Yeah, it's not in your backyard.
And I think that's why people love vacations, because they're going to go somewhere that is out of their normal, like
Right,
you're saying. So they look at things differently. They appreciate them more because they're only going to be there for a week,
right,
right? So they're trying
right,
to soak it all
right.
up. And that feels really good. And the thing is when you come home, you don't actually have to go back to the way things were when you left,
Yes,
right? You can actually look at your everyday life with the same amount of curiosity and awe and wonder that you did on your
yes,
vacation. And I think that's a key,
yeah.
right? Because most people don't go on vacation more than once or twice a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So really, are you gonna choose that 50 weeks out of the year, you're going to be in this, eh, this is okay. Like, that's what you choose
Right,
because you don't have to.
right,
You can be curious. You
right,
can take a walk through your neighborhood and actually, like, really look at the flowers.
right.
And, like, the colors in this freaking world. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a huge color bird.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I love, like, bright colors.
Yeah.
And, like, I was saying with the fish, right?
Yeah.
But you can see it springtime right now.
Right.
Cherry
Right.
blossoms,
Right.
all the
Yes.
different pinks in the flowering
Yes.
trees,
The
and
vibrancy.
oh my god, like the all the tulips and the daffodils and everything. Like, just really look at it.
I know. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
We don't take the time to look at things.
Yeah, because
We
we're
need
so
to.
busy.
Right, right, exactly.
But it doesn't take
Exactly.
any more time.
Right. It doesn't, because you're going the same path or you're going the same way
Yeah,
anyway. Open your eyes
yeah,
and open your mind. We're so
yeah,
caught up in our head. You
exactly.
ever drive somewhere and you're like, how did I
How'd
get
I get
here?
here? Oh yeah. Oh, that's kind of terrifying.
It's really scary.
Right, right. But I mean, like, you're on that, like, say you're one
Autopilot.
of those people that takes a 30-minute walk every morning. Great, that's great.
Right.
Are you in your head though? Are you in the spiral? Or are you
Mm-hmm.
actually looking at
Right.
what's around you?
Right.
Because I swear, if you look at what's around you, you're going to come back from that walk and you're not going to be just like, oh, I checked the walk off the list.
Right.
You're like, I felt really good.
Right.
I'm like really
Right.
clear headed. I know what
Walking
I'm
for
doing.
me is kind of like journaling. Like it's
Yeah,
almost like a meditation. Some of my
absolutely.
best ideas come from walking. And I think really what it is, it's not the act of walking, it's being in nature.
Mhm.
It's being outside in the fresh air, in the sunlight, which recharges our body,
Yeah.
recharges our souls.
Yeah.
We need that vitamin D,
Yeah.
right, from the
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that's a big part of it too. I do also think moving helps because I can go to a yoga class and if I'm present,
Mm,
which is still the same point, right? You can be
yeah.
thinking about,
It's the
oh, am I
presence.
doing this right? Do I look like
Oh
Sally
yeah,
next to me?
yeah.
Like, that's stressful.
Are my underwear hanging out?
Right, right. But if you can listen to your breath and you can really feel it in your body and all those things, like, you can come out of the yoga class feeling like $1,000,000.
Yeah.
And it's not about exercising,
Yes, 100%.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
It's about the practice
yeah.
and the practice of presence.
Yes,
You can be present anywhere, right?
absolutely.
And I think for me, awareness is always the first step. And I recognized for a long time that I'm always in the future. I'm planning
Mhm.
the future. And so I try to come back to the present moment is all we have. The past is gone. And yes, it may have affected us, and it absolutely
Sure.
affected us. And the present we hope and we dream. But the present moment is where we are at, and that's where we're always at. And it's
Hmm.
like it's like a weird
I
concept. It like
know.
makes your brain hurt, but
Yeah.
it's like that's
Now,
the truth.
now's all we have.
Yeah,
Now.
exactly.
It's always
Right. And
now.
now can be, eventually the now will be taken away from us. And it's like you never know. And I read something that was like really eye-opening is, sometimes your time may come in the middle of an ordinary day.
Hmm.
It's not like you went out skydiving and that was the
Right.
demise. You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, and so we just have to be thankful for every moment that we have,
Absolutely.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. This was one of the, I think this might have been the thing that I lost track of earlier, is that I truly believe that we are eternal souls.
Yes, I do too.
And for me, that makes a really big difference
Hmm.
because if this soul, not the human body, but if the soul's eternal, then this human experience
It's a
is like
blip.
it's a blip.
It's a little
Exactly.
blip.
That's the word I use. It's a
Yeah.
blip.
Hmm.
And then like that takes all the pressure off.
Exactly.
Like, this is it's a teeny tiny little experience in
Exactly.
my soul's eternal
Yes.
beingness.
Exactly.
Like, let's freaking have fun, man.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, when we get up there, or like, you
Where,
know what I mean?
right,
Like
whatever
I
the
always
next
say up
phase is,
there,
yeah.
but it's not up there. It's just a different level of consciousness,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Um, we're gonna be like, oh my God, that fight with Jenny in sixth grade that I dreaded for
Yep.
months
Yep.
and let ruin my adult
Hmm.
friendships. It's like,
Hmm.
what was that? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was nothing in the grand scheme of life and things. Like
It's part of the experience,
that's what it
right?
is.
No wrong, no right, no
Yes.
good, no bad.
Yeah. So I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and basically the woman had said, like, we come to life to break up the monotony of eternity. And I was
There we
like,
go.
well, there's a lot to unpack there, but it is a good reminder to not take everything so seriously.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you're in it.
It can feel hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that I have a mentor, actually, we both know. She differentiates between it being hard and it feeling hard.
Mm,
Not actually hard, just feels hard.
true. True. And there was someone else in that world where I feel like we're talking in code here. That said it's not hard, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And we can do uncomfortable
Oh, we
things.
sure can.
Of course. And it's like of course we can. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
And sometimes the thing that we put off because we deem it hard, oh my gosh, the relief you feel when you just do it and
Just
you
feel.
realize that it took all of like, I don't know, 2 seconds,
Hmm.
20 seconds of
Hmm.
courage,
Hmm.
and then it's done. And you're like, why did I not do that sooner? Why was that on my to-do list for 7 months?
Hmm.
And I'd be like, oh, today's the day. Oh no.
Hmm.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
dang.
It's the thinking about it
Oh
that
my
makes it
gosh.
hard.
Sometimes I wish we could just have like a switch
Yeah.
where we're like, all right, less thinking,
Yeah.
dim it like a dimmer.
Yeah.
Dim it down. That would be
I have
amazing.
a friend she's a dancer,
Hmm.
and she used to have a dance studio and she teaches dance,
Hmm.
and she uses, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7,
Oh
8
yeah.
right before the dance starts.
Yeah.
5, 6,
Yeah,
7,
yeah.
8, go.
Oh my God, I love
Right.
that.
So, and I guess actually that's similar to Mel
I was
Robbins.
just gonna
It's the
say,
five
that's
second,
exactly
right?
what I
One,
was
two, three,
thinking.
four, five, go.
Yes.
So it's just to stop that swirl, get
Yes.
out of the thinking into the doing.
Yes.
Because you do the thing and it works out however it works out.
Right.
And it's either great or you learn something.
Exactly.
And then you do the next thing.
Exactly.
Like, why stay in your
Right.
head? Like,
Right.
life does not happen there.
No, it does not. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's so powerful.
Yeah.
Just get up and go. Just do it.
Just
Because
do
no
it.
one else is going to do it for you.
No.
Oh my gosh. We could probably go on for
No, it's just thinking,
hours
like,
and hours.
this is good.
Yeah. Good point. I don't know, but right? Save time is just a made up thing
Yeah,
anyway.
it is.
It's like
Totally
when you're
made
in the
up.
flow, right?
Yep.
It just goes. And that's so powerful and so beautiful. I would love for you to share with the audience, where can they find you? How can they work with you? Where can they come into Carmen's world and connect with you?
Sure. I
Tell
appreciate
everybody.
that. Yeah. The easiest thing to do actually is go to carmenwalsh.com. So that's CarmenWalsh. That's my link tree. So I have all the important links there. So there's a link to my Substack. So I'm doing weekly articles. That's free.
Love this.
I'm really having fun with that. And then I'm currently writing books, so that'll be coming out in the future. And I do have a Soul Love Circle. There's a link to that on that link tree. And that is a women's group where we meet twice a month on Zoom for an hour. Super simple, right? That's not a lot of time, but you can get so much out of just spending that time going within.
Yeah.
And like I said, you can have the opportunity to share if you want. And it's been really powerful. And I love being here and having this wonderful conversation.
It's so good. And like I said, we could talk for hours because, again, it's the energy, right? You're speaking and lighting me up, and it's just mutual, and it's going back and forth, and it just feels so organic and fun. And that's what I would encourage everyone to do is get out there and meet people, have conversations, take the risk. Like people are like, I can't find friends in my 40s or 50s or 60s. It's like, yes, you can. We live with 8 billion people.
Yeah.
You have friends out there. You just have to be willing to put yourself out there and make those connections and have those conversations. Like you said, don't just say I'm fine. When you feel comfortable enough, or hell, even if you don't, just tell someone your story and how you really feel. And then you never know when you're going to have a conversation in the middle of Target in the Campbell aisle.
You never know. And I mean that is why I started my circle, because like I said, that is what really helped me in the past come through my hard period, was having that safe space, and I wanted to be able to give that back to other people. So if you don't have somebody in your real life right now where you feel safe to say how you really feel, then that's an option. And I will say that even if you do have people that you feel safe with, sometimes the situations that you're struggling with are with those people. So like if it's family, like a family matter that you're struggling with, you can't talk to your family about this, because then there's consequences.
Absolutely.
Right? You can't just like think out loud with the people involved.
Of course.
So to have a separate safe space where you can voice those things and then you find your clarity.
Right.
It's a beautiful gift to be able to give yourself.
100%. I love that. And I highly recommend, especially your soul writing circles, because for me, they were profound. You have that quiet, peaceful time with yourself out of your busy day. No matter how busy your day is or isn't, to have that devoted hour of connection with yourself can really just change so much that you're not even aware of. And then when it's a habit, it's such a powerful shift. And it's an awareness. It always goes back to coming back to yourself.
Absolutely.
And again, I love that you say creating a safe space, because that's where we open up. That's where we connect with people in community, And so I just want to end on that powerful note that I do believe that it's so powerful to connect with people outside of your everyday, right? Because sometimes you need an outside perspective, and you meet just the right person who's been through a similar.
Oh, it's amazing how that happens.
The divine connections are out there.
Yes.
The energetic matchmaking, you'll say,
it's
right?
incredible.
We've been in lots of breakout rooms in community where we're like, oh my God, that was the perfect group of people. Didn't even know Sally from Jill, and now we're going to be BFFs.
Absolutely.
And so that's just so powerful. And I highly recommend checking out a community or a circle where you can really just come back home to yourself and meet like-minded individuals. So that's a wrap. This was amazing conversation, and I had so much fun. And now I'm like on a high note, and all the good things of like connection and community and just having real conversations. Like we talked about the weather.
We could have. That wouldn't have,
but we didn't.
Either one of us up.
Exactly. Especially not this bipolar weather. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a beautiful, abundant, and aligned week.